Good morning, it's Saturday, it's 9 o'clock and I've just arrived at Rickmansworth parkrun. I'm here to do the course today and review the accessibility around the course. My dad came a couple of weeks ago to have some top tips I'm going to follow today and then I'll see how I find it, so let's go.
Parking for this parkrun is at Rickmansworth Aquadrome car park, and parking here is free for everyone. There are 8 designated accessible parking spaces and these are fully tarmacked. The rest of the car park uses a reinforced mesh-style surface. With all the rain we've had recently, many of those spaces were quite flooded, but the accessible bays were absolutely fine. Right next to the car park, near the cafe, there's a public toilet block. This includes separate male and female toilets, as well as a standalone accessible one. From the outside it looked quite nice, which didn't quite prepare me for how basic it was inside. It's a typical public toilet setup with stainless steel fixtures, but it was clean and perfectly usable. The parkrun briefing takes place on the grassy area outside the cafe and toilet block. Once the briefing is finished, everyone heads down together to the start line. At the start, you actually turn back on yourself as the route initially heads back towards the briefing area. After getting advice from my dad, who had recently visited, he suggested waiting near the edge of the briefing area so we could get down to the start line ahead of the main crowd. This worked really well and allowed me to position myself right at the front, making it much easier to get going. For the first 400 metres, you're on a straight tarmacked path, heading back up towards the cafe and briefing area. Along this stretch, there are several speed bumps, so it's best to stick to the left-hand side to avoid them. There is also a lamppost on this side that you'll need to navigate around. After about 350 metres, once you've passed the final speed bump, try to move towards the middle of the path, as this will make the upcoming turn much smoother. You then turn left and head towards the lake. The path remains tarmacked and smooth as you go around to the left and join the route running alongside the water. At this point you begin 3 clockwise laps of the lake. There isn't a huge amount to report here as the surface stays constantly smooth on tarmac, so it will speed the footage up here. While running around the lake you're asked to keep to the right, which allowed faster park runners to pass on the left. For about 80% of the lap you stay right next to the lake before turning left onto a slight downhill section. This leads you over a small wooden bridge. Take care here as the surface is a bit broken up and some of the park runners mentioned that it was quite slippery after all the rain we'd had. After crossing the bridge, the path slopes gently uphill and at the top there are a few bollards to navigate through. The surface then becomes noticeably rougher for a short stretch as you turn right to run alongside the car park. You also have to go over a speed bump here, and there's no way to avoid it as it spans the full width of the path. You then turn right again to begin the second lap of the lake. This full loop is completed 2 more times. I'll speed the video up even more here and stop talking until all 3 laps are finished. Once you've completed the 3 laps around the lake, you head back out alongside the car park. This time you continue straight on for about 400 metres towards the finish line, which is in the same location as the start. Along this section, I stay to the right to avoid the speed bumps that run along this path. The finish funnel is also positioned on the right hand side of the path. As you approach the finish, cones guide you into the funnel, which is then barriered off. The funnel remains on tarmac but includes a full turnaround, which was quite tight to navigate. After finishing, you collect your token and head over to get it scanned. The scanners were positioned on the grass, which was quite muddy due to the recent rain. I managed it without too much trouble, but I'm sure they can adjust and move forward if needed. I finished today's parkrun in a time of 26 minutes and 3 seconds, placing 166th out of 494 parkrunners.
So that's me done for parkrun today here at Rickmansworth. A really lovely course, loops around the lake, which is nice and scenic, and it's nice and flat and on tarmac pretty much the whole way. So a super quick one today, not quite PB, but aside from Worthing, which I don't know if I'll ever beat, this was then my second fastest time. So really happy with that today, and I feel really good having done it. So let me know down below if you've done this one and what you thought, and make sure you leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you next week for the next one.